Today we are going to be talking about a film that has created a lot of diverse reactions, and it's called Skinamarink. Skinamarink is probably the most unique horror film or film in general that I've definitely seen in a long time, but in terms of horror films, probably of all time. It follows two children that wake up in the middle of the night to both their parents gone and the doors and windows of their home is gone. This means they're essentially spookily trapped in this dreamlike house. The cinematography of this film is both very eerie but also can be mildly infuriating at times, as we never really have a clear view of what's actually going on. What this movie does do well though, in my opinion, is it leaves you very uncomfortable and extremely uncertain on what is going to happen following each kind of scene and take. You know, you'll find yourself staring at the shadows, not knowing if you are seeing something due to the grainy quality of it. You know, you don't know whether you're going to get some form of jump scare that, you know, spoiler alert, very rarely comes in this film. You know, we never even really see our two main characters' faces. It's overall for sure a very divisive film. I can see where some people can connect with a film like this and actually really enjoy it. For me, it wasn't quite enough. I definitely didn't dislike the idea that was presented here, and I think had it had a little bit more to it, maybe, yeah, a little bit more scares, a little bit more of a storyline as such, I think I would have personally enjoyed it more. But at the same time, I'm not saying that's what should have happened, because I understand that this is a very unique film, and it was done the way it was done for a reason. You know, it's not meant to follow these films that have previously passed. So in that sense, I definitely do respect the idea that was given here. I'm in no way saying it's a terrible film or anything like that. It just wasn't for me. And it doesn't come with zero jump scares at all. I just found that when we did get jump scares, they weren't very beneficial or helpful to the story. Therefore, it kind of, at least we got something, but at the same time, that's not really led us to anything now. Like, it's not like the jump scare has led us to, you know, where this story could essentially kick off and, you know, get started. The idea of this film, though, is definitely terrifying. You know, two young children being, you know, essentially trapped and tormented by what I assume is like a demon-like presence. You know, my favourite scene of this film is right at the end when we do get the glimpse of this, like, entity that, you know, has a kind of human-like face, but is very, very vague. I found it very scary and spooky. But having said that, when the film did then fully end, I did kind of see myself thinking, where did my time go? You know, I was a little bit frustrated in that we didn't get a lot from it. I kind of was relieved in a sense that it was done and we weren't going in what I felt at times was a bit of a circle and a loop. But please do let me know what you guys do think of this film. I definitely didn't hate it, but I wouldn't watch it again, and it's definitely not my ideal type of horror film to watch. But having said that, I had all the lights off. You know, the room was very dark, and it did give it a feeling of like a Paranormal Activity, which I had watched when I was very young. So in that sense, it also added to the creepiness. And of course, having watched it the first time, I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. So even though nothing did end up happening, I'm still waiting. So as a first time watch, I can see how you'd suggest it to someone, because you are in that element of terror and fear and uncertainty, but it's just whether nothing really happening in the end makes any of that kind of worth it. But yeah, as I said, let me know what you guys did think to this film in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.